Hi there, it's Kelsey with Shipwreck Beads, and it is Friday at 4 o'clock, and we are going to make a cute little pair of Valentine's Day themed earrings today. I've got some tier cast components, wire, and Swarovski beads that we will use on today's project. I'm going to just talk a little bit till we get some more people logged on watching. As of right now, there's nobody. All right, so, oh, someone's here. All right, so it is Friday, and next week, Beth and I are going to be off in Tucson, going to all of the different bead and gem shows to get some awesome new products for our showroom and also meet with some of our vendors and do some other fun things. I believe on Wednesday we're going to be doing the Beads of Courage bracelet making party with Katie Hacker. I know Candy Cooper is going to be there as one of the table instructors. If you don't know what Beads of Courage are, it's an organization that collects beads to provide to sick children, and then these kids get beads for each procedure that they go through. So if they have a blood draw or a surgery or whatever, they get a special bead for their collection. And some of these, unfortunately, strands can get pretty long because these kids are, you know, pretty sick and going through their medical issues, and so Beads of Courage is there to sort of provide them with some encouragement, and so it's a fundraiser for that, and then we'll be doing that Wednesday night. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. She's actually still sick. She's home with my husband today. I stayed at home the last 2 days, and then since we're going to be going on the trip next week, I had to come in and just make sure that everything was all good. But yeah, she's still down for the count. She actually woke up, so she's had a sore throat and fever the last couple days, and then yeah, she ended up throwing up this morning, so that was no fun, but he ended up staying home with her, so yay, I guess. No, I mean, I thought she was going to be feeling better enough to go to school today, and then she woke up throwing up, so oh darn. But yeah, the flu's been hitting this area pretty hard. I think they've declared it like an epidemic or whatever it is that they call it. But yeah, it's been pretty bad this year. So far, I have not had any issues. I know. Thank you so much, Debbie. Yeah, so far I've not gotten sick. I know that's my big concern right now because we've got this big trip next week. So yeah, I'm doing okay. I've got lots of emergency and airborne, and hopefully she'll be feeling better too because she's going to actually be with her grandma tomorrow night and then for the next couple days. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. So I've got some cute little heart charms. We might do 2 pairs. We might do 1. It depends on how long it takes us. But these are tiara cast charms with the Swarovski crystal setting already pre-done in them. They're super cute. They come in a couple different colors. I've got the pink and red. And then I have one of our exclusive Swarovski pearl mixes. This one's got some really pretty lavender reds and pinks. This one is called Pearl Velvet Lounge. And that is on our website. And all this stuff's on sale right now. And then I also have the Bicone Crystal Mix. And this one is in the Chaste Decadence. So that's that one. So these are the 2 different ones that I'm going to be using today. Hi, Ginger. Welcome. We're going to be using a kidney wire earring. These are really cute with what we're going to do with them. I don't know if you guys watch Kelly's Bead Boutique, her videos that she does, but last week I think she did one where she embellished the kidney wire, and I've actually done that project on our blog before, and I think it's really fun, so I thought I'd share that with you guys today, sort of how to elevate these to the next level, because right now it's just really plain and simple, and we can really make it look nice. So that's what we're going to do. I also have some 24 gauge craft wire that we'll be using as well. Hi, Anita. All right, I'm going to go ahead and angle you down, and we'll get started. Kelly is absolutely a hoot. I absolutely love her. Hopefully we'll be able to hook up with her down in Tucson. I know she's been on her way down there. But yeah, so she did a similar project on her page the other day, and it just thought I'd revisit it myself. So we're going to start off by opening up the ear wires and then taking this little bend and bending it straight. I love her. She's just kind of an out-of-the-box person, too. I think, Deb, you got a chance to meet her at Bead Fest, right? That's where I met her for the first time. So she's just absolutely lovely. All right, so we're going to use some of these crystals here. And then we're going to use the gold. So we've got our 24 gauge wire. Oh, don't worry, darling. We haven't really started yet. So I'm just pulling off probably about a foot of it. I don't know that we'll actually use that much. But what we're gonna go ahead and do, so we're going to start by wrapping. Oh, thanks for asking, Liz. You know, she's still sick, unfortunately. Yeah, she's got the crud. I'm hoping it's not the flu. I'm hoping she'll be improved tomorrow. But yeah, this morning she woke up throwing up, so today is not her day. So we're going to start by taking our wire and we're going to wrap it around our kidney wire, just at the bottom. So we are going to need to fix that loop because it's kind of messy. So we're going to just go ahead and squish those wraps together so they all line up straight. Now when I'm doing a wrap like this, I like to leave my tail on till the very end because as you notice, this wire spins. And having that extra little tail there gives you something to hold on to, and it helps to anchor the wire in place. So I don't like to trim my wires until the very end. So I want to use, we'll probably use 4 beads on here, maybe. Do those ones. So I like these little mixes that we carry. They're all really nicely coordinated for all kinds of different projects. These ones, obviously, we're doing Valentine's Day, so I picked some pinks and purples. But I think we'll probably use, maybe we'll do 5. We could do 5. These are a longer ear wires, so they'll accommodate more beads. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold it still so that way the wire's here, and we want to have this wire sort of facing up. And then we're going to put on our first bead. We'll start with the pink one, just 'cause. Okay, so we're going to hold that in place. And now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap the wire so it goes up around the front of the bead. And then we're going to continue wrapping on the ear wire. And I'm just going to do 2 wraps in between my beads. So you can see, and actually that kind of twisted a little bit. There we go. So that the wire kind of curves in front of that bead there. And this is where it comes in handy having that little tail because it allows you to grip onto it. Because that wire, since it's a round ear wire with your round wrap, it's going to spin. Now we're going to put on our other bead, our next bead, and again do the same thing. And again, we're putting 2 wraps in between the ear wire. Okay. So you can put as many or as few beads on here as you like, but you want to make sure that you don't go any further than this curve here, because that's the part that's going to sit in your ear. So you don't want to have too far up, but I think we can add our next 2 beads. So. But this is a great way to take a simple earring finding, just put a charm on it, call it a pair of earrings, but by adding the beads on the front here, it kind of gives you more, it elevates your design a little bit more and gives you that little something extra that can really elevate your designs. Okay, so now we've got our last bead on here, and I'm going to finish off with probably 4 wraps because that's what I've got, what I started with. We're going to wrap that around to the back, and then we're going to trim. And now we can trim that bottom one too. But remember, I was leaving it just so that way I would have enough to grip onto as I was working. And again, it's going to help keep that from spinning. So you want to take your cutters, put that end right up against the surface that you're going to be cutting against. And then I'm going to tuck that end in, make sure that it's not popping out. because we don't want that to get caught on your hair or anything like that. So, and I often lose earrings actually to scarves if you're not careful with that. Okay, so we've got our beaded ear wire here. You do want to pay attention as you're going to make sure that you have all of your wire going across the top. Some of mine are off to the side. It really doesn't make too big of a difference, but it's just one of those personal preference things. And then we're going to slip on the ear wire. Now what I like to do, now you can leave this the way it is, but you can see there's a little opening there. So what I actually like to do with these is pinch them shut so that that charm can't fall out. But if you want to have a pair of ear wires that you can change up, then you don't need to do that. I just like to pinch that shut so that doesn't go anywhere. And so there you go. Super simple. All right, so now let's go ahead and make the other half of this pair of earrings. So let's grab our beads that we used here. And which one are we missing? Oh, that one. Yeah, it's a really cute way to just sort of take these really simple ear wires and make them not so simple. And so I think that took probably about 6 inches worth of wire for those of you that are curious, but I just cut off a big chunk and then go from there. So again, we're going to start our wrap, and we want to leave the tail on because that's going to give us something to grip to. And you want to go ahead and squish that wrap down so that it's not going to go anywhere. And now what do we do first? We did pink first. So we're going to string the pink on. Let's see, made the bracelets like that with the sugar-coated beads and memory wire. Oh, cool, yay! Yeah, it's really simple technique. What was I going to say? I don't remember. You do have to be kind of careful with these bicones because as you're holding them in place, they can kind of hurt your fingers because they're a little sharp. Two. We have the garnet. And you could, if you wanted, even use a smaller gauge wire than the 24. 24 is a good small gauge, especially for wrapping. And one more, and they're really quick too, so one, two, three, and four. Wrap it around the back, and then we're gonna snip that wire. We're gonna finish off this wrap here too. We want to make sure we've got 4 because we've got 4 on the other one. So I always like to make sure that my wire is facing towards the back of whatever my piece is before I trim it. And then we'll go ahead and add the charm, which you just slide that on there. And then, like I was saying before, I like to give mine a little pinch shut, especially if I know that I'm going to be, that these are the only charm that's ever going to live on these earrings. Then I'm going to pinch that shut just so that that won't fall apart, which is a good if you're selling your jewelry. And then what we'll want to do, which I didn't do on these ones yet, because we eliminated that bend, we're going to put it back in. So we're going to just take our pliers and we're just going to bend that up. And so that's just the little crook that the ear wire is going to rest in. Like that. So that didn't take very long. So we'll go ahead and make up the second pair too, because I just wanted to do a silver version as well. And for the silver version, I've got our Swarovski pearl mix, which again has these really pretty like pinks and mauve and lavender kind of colors. So each of the pearl mixes has 5 different colors in it. And they're just really easy to create with. And I'll hold it up to the camera so you can see the colors a little bit better. And these are all the Swarovski crystal pearls. So here's the different colors. So we've got this is the iridescent red. Yeah, these are 4mm. With the iridescent red, the Bordeaux, lilac, I don't know the other names of these, but this one's like a burgundy with a shimmery pearl, and then we've got this little pink one too. So you can see the different colors and finishes. It gives it a really interesting look. Really fun to create with. And I thought we would pair that with this pink heart charm. Like so. So again, we're going to take the ear wires and we're going to straighten out that bend, because sometimes that little crook won't allow the beads to pass through. So we just want to straighten that out just real gently. Like that. So you can see before, I'll get one that hasn't been straightened so you can see better. So you can see the original one. It's like a fuchsia, pinky kind of purple. So you can see the original ear wire is going to have like a little bend in it, and so we're going to straighten that out. Pull off some of this wire. And again, we're using a 24 gauge craft wire. Okay. Are these opposite? Oh, they are opposite. Sorry, I was just looking at these because the hook goes a different way on the silver versus the gold, which doesn't make a difference, but it just was weirding me out. Okay. How am I going to hold this? I don't know why that's messing with my head so much. All right. I'll have that down so we'll have something to grip to. Now we're going to string on our pearls. Now you might come to a problem where it's not going to go up over the curve like this so that the beads would fit on it, Robin. Because see, and we're actually going to need to straighten this out anymore. I just did 4 on this one. So we're actually going to need to straighten out this wire even more because it's not going to go over the curve. Because sometimes just with the shape of the beads, they're not going to fit over that little kink, or they're not going to fit through the curve. These ones fit just fine, but the pearls have a little bit smaller hole and they're a little bit wider than the bicones. So we're going to need to just do a little troubleshooting. And again, we're straightening out the ear wire. So you don't want to straighten it too much because you want to still be able to see where that bend is. But that actually does make it a little easier to wire wrap in the first place. No, I'm actually putting the beads onto the ear wire. You could wire wrap and put the beads onto the craft wire itself. Yeah, you could definitely do it that way. But that's not the way that I'm doing it today. Yeah, see, I'm threading the bead right onto the ear wire. And then I'm doing 2 wraps in between. And when you wrap, you want to try and position your wire so that the wrap, the little curl of the wire, is going to go up over the bead. Just because it looks pretty to have that little bit of metal showing. Pink. Well, you're here now, Cindy. Oh, and don't worry, Karen, we're actually just starting over. So we already made this pair, and we're making a second similar pair. This one's using pearls, though. So again, we're putting 2 wraps in between the beads. And when we finish our wrap, we're coming up from the front, so that way we can put the wire over the top front of the bead so you can see it when your ear wire is hanging. So I'm going to finish up with 4 wraps on the top because that's what I've got down on the bottom, and we want them to match. Well, you don't have to have them to match, that's just, I want them to match. We're going to go ahead and trim. Okay, now we're going to tuck that little end down with our pliers. It's a 24 gauge wire. Okay, so now we're going to bend that back down. And we're going to re-add the little crook at the end because we straightened that out. And now we're going to add our little charm. And now this step you don't have to do, but I always like to do it because I don't want my charm to disappear. So we're going to add, just pinch that together. And then if you need to, see how that brought it up at an angle like that? We're going to bend it down just a tad so that it's straight. And then there you go. And you can see it actually twists a little bit. So that's what happens when you put round wire on a round wire. All right, so we'll go ahead and start this again. So first we started out by straightening. Let's see, I found a short project on Pinterest. Take pearl in a chain cage. Yeah, send it to me or send me a message on Facebook. That's the best way. Okay, so we've got our ear wire. We straightened out the ear wire so it's completely straight. And then on the last one, we had to straighten out that curve because the pearl wouldn't fit over the curve. So we're probably going to have to do that again. Okay, but we're going to start out by putting in some little wraps here. We're going to start with 4. And now I always leave my tail on. I don't ever trim that until the very end because that gives us something to hold on to when we're wrapping. Like I was mentioning with the round wire on the round ear finding, it's going to turn. See how it twists? And it can be a little complicated, so leave that tail on and it's going to give you something to hold on to so your wire won't twist. And so I started with just 4 wraps at the bottom, and now we're going to wrap around the bead with the wire coming up over the top. And we're just going to put 2 wraps in between each of the beads. But you can do this with any beads, with any charm, to make this style of earring. It's so simple and cute. You made it, Catherine. Well, we're almost finished, but you can go back and watch afterwards. And right now, pretty much everything on our website's on sale, so all of this stuff that I'm using today is on sale, which is pretty exciting. I don't know about you, but I always love a good sale. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Now we're going to finish up with this last pearl here. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got 4 wraps, and then we're going to finish off. So we want our wire to be along the back side before we trim it. And now we can trim that end piece too. List is getting long again. I just mangled that a little bit. All right, so now we're going to put that bend back in. You can just do that with your fingers. And we're going to put that little crook back in the wire so that our hook here has something to catch on. And then I like to pinch that shut, and then we're going to rebend that part so that it's straight, and then that'll fit right on there. And if you need to work the wire a little bit to get that curve to be in the right place, then just do what you got to do, and there you go. Actually, this is kind of wonky. That's all right. And there you are. Let's have it memorized. We've got a computer that does that for us. So there you go. Super duper simple. Oh, thank you for everyone who's sharing the video. You can see how it's different with the crystal versus the pearls. I think it looks great in both of the different colorways. I'll go ahead and put a link up to the supplies so you guys can make your own. Perfect, sweet little project for Valentine's Day or any day. You could put any charm on there, use any colors, and you've got a really sweet pair of earrings. So go ahead and angle you back up. And we might as well try a pair on, right? So we'll do the silver pair. You could even do this with the like the smaller kidney wires too. See how pretty that is? Just super duper simple. It's really cute. Lots of fun. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me today. Oh, thanks, Marky. Yeah, I like the silver ones too, Ginger. So that's what I got for you today. As far as live videos in the next coming week, we will not be on Twitch at all because the filming equipment needs to be with a computer, and of course we can't take all of that to Tucson with us. But I will be trying to film live on Facebook, so probably won't be at the normal time, so you'll just have to tune in. Make sure that you're subscribing to our page and that you get our video notifications. You can do that by on the main page. If you click the part where it says follow, click that box, and it'll give you a drop-down menu, and it should give you an option to get notifications for the live videos. So make sure you're doing that, and you'll get notified when we do post, because like I said, it probably won't be at the normal times, but we're doing some really fun stuff, and hopefully we'll be able to include you in all of that. So oh, also, if you have any special requests for what you'd like us to carry or what you'd like us to bring back from Tucson, different kinds of gemstones or whatever, send us a message on Facebook and let us know what you'd like to see. Obviously, that's no guarantee of what we might be able to bring back, but we're always open to your suggestions. We want to carry stuff that you guys want to purchase. So send us some notes if there's something you want to see. Yeah, so what else? That's about it. That's all I can think of. Ooh, another thing I'm really excited about that's going to happen next week, Tiara Cast Pink Handle Tools, of course, Ginger. Next week, Tiara Cast launches their new spring line, and it's gorgeous, and I can't wait to show it to you. So hopefully we'll be able to get some samples from the Tiara Cast ladies when we see them next week, because the stuff is gorgeous, and it's just, I'm so excited. I can't wait to show you. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you sporadically next week from down in Tucson. Of course, I'll keep that in mind, Cindy. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.